Hiya guys, Will here, doing another review because why the hell not? I reviewed recently the DC Essentials Batman. Now I'm going to review the first. And I say first because they'll definitely do more. So this is the first Batman from the DC multiverse line from Mcfarlane Toys. Oh my god. Firstly, quickly gonna say, I had to buy this because I dropped it in the shop and the top of the box exploded, and the guy was like, well, you could have broke it. He was quite obnoxious, this manager. I will see into that. But I mean, I was gonna order this from my friend anyway, and seeing as I have it, I just thought I'd review it for you guys. There's a lot to talk about. I'm quickly just going to say before we get too much into it, I saw reviews of this, okay? I was not looking forward to it. Getting it in hand, playing around with it, seeing how it poses, my mindset has done a complete 180. I'm not saying this thing is perfect, but it is still an absolute great action figure. I think people have been way too harsh on it. Right, so we will briefly just talk about the box. I had wrecked this one. Like, the tray just completely bounced out and it all came apart when I was looking at these figures. And the guy was dead obnoxious, but I think that's still sellable. They could have taped it up. I think the guy was just looking for a quick sale off me, to be fair, and I do have social anxiety, so I kind of felt obligated. So quickly, just looking at the box, has the name of the character down here. You have all your legals and stuff on the bottom there. There's a barcode if you wanted that. Yeah, really nice. I'm loving the box for these figures. I mean, Mcfarlane Toys have always had really nice boxes, but there you go, plain as day look. Detective Comics 1000, which is what this figure was based off. You have the big artwork there. You also have this on the card, which we'll look at in a minute. There you go, just give you a look at that, and then you have the other figures down here in the wave. And then on this side, you just have DC Multiverse, and then it says Batman again. Not much on the top, except for, if you just look up there, it says Mcfarlane Toys here. You have the Spawn image, I love Spawn, and then the 22 moving parts. So yeah, that's it for the box. Just quickly before we go on to anything else though, the way the card and the display stand come, they're packaged separately, just like the Fortnite figures on the back card. If I could say anything negative about the box, I don't like it that Mcfarlane does that. I'd like for him to find another way to do it, because when you take them out, you can damage the box, and that's a shame. Not just for like resale value, not that I'd want to resell this, but it's basically a shame because it ruins the pristine look of the packaging. It's the same with the Fortnite figures, because I bought Black Knight. I think he was the one I bought, and he was a really good figure and stuff, but I was just really annoyed that I had to wreck his box to get the stand out and stuff. So if they, what I'm talking about is down in the back here, you see where it's kind of like ripped and wrecked. I had to do that to get the card out and stuff, which is a shame. If we could do without that, that would be amazing. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at the figure in a minute. Well, not a quick look. It will be quite an in-depth review. We're going to look at the figure in a minute. I just want to quickly look at the accessories and stuff first. So first and foremost, not a whole lot to talk about. I just left a print on that. You get this very basic, not a very nice stand, I would say. I mean, it's nice that the figure comes with it. Not that you ever really need it to display your figure, which is counterproductive to me, but there you go, you have that Embossed DC logo there. It actually, is it embossed? I don't know. Looks like just to be printed, I think. But there you go. It's not very thick. I actually think, yeah, for some ungodly reason, the Batarang is actually, we'll get onto that again in a minute, but it's thicker than the actual base. So, you do with that what you will. Not a huge fan of them bases, but it could not come with it. So, here is your collector card. Nice quality card, quite thick, which is nice. You have the artwork from Detective Comics 1000 there. And I will quickly say, I do think the artwork matches. Like anyone who's like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like the source material, I think it does. As close as you would expect. There we go. As close as you would expect from like making a figure from 2D art to then a 3D piece of art. Yes, figures are art. But there you go. There's your artwork there. And then if you turn it over okay, you have the data file and stuff. So all the things you need to know about Batman. I could read this out, but I'm not going to. There you go. You can pause it if you want and read it like that. I will not do that because it is one of the things that go towards buying the figure. I'm not going to play with your figure for you and stuff, so, you know, if you're willing to spend the money on this stuff, you want to, like, enjoy all of it. But yeah, really happy with that. That's pretty cool. And I do have a card collection. I used to get a lot of cards from the Transformers toys, so there you go. Move on to, oh my god, I just dropped it. Bear with me a second, guys. I literally cannot be bothered to pause the video while I find it. I mean, I could, but no. There we go. There is your Batarang. There you go. It's like a cookie. It's a bat cookie. It can't be a Batarang. It is way too thick. I will tell you right now, I will never ever use this. It is way too thick. It's not really got a nice shape at all. It's just going to look like a hunk of plastic in his hand. I have much better accessories for Batman figures that, seeing as a lot of them are 7-inch, they will fit with this. But there you go. As far as accessories go, I don't know why Todd chose to make it this thick, whether it was his choice at all or anything. I feel like someone didn't listen to him, because, I mean, he's pretty, oh, I dropped it again. He's pretty good with stuff like this. So, I've got to imagine, you know, he wasn't too pleased with that either. I don't think any of us are. And then, okay, this is really cool. So, like, I've heard a lot of things. I've heard people be like, oh my god, that coil is like way too thick, it won't come out of that gun. I am willing to suspend my belief in the Batman universe. I do on a frequent basis, so that doesn't bother me too much. Yeah. And then it is actually done really nicely. You can see the sculpt on there. Not that I expect anything else of Todd Mcfarlane, because the guy's a genius. There you go. Looks really nice. And he actually holds it really nice. I'll show you at the end. I'll do a little bit of a posability thing. But it holds really nice. This doesn't droop. It is now, but it didn't. But I'm really happy with that. People who are like, oh yeah, I would have liked one that maybe is like stationary, so like he didn't have the coil and he could just hold it, would have been a cool idea, but I'm not complaining. I have plenty of grapple guns again that could probably fit with this Batman. So there you go, that's the accessories. I mean, 2 of the accessories are great, the card and the gun. The stand and the bat cookie, not too bothered about. Right, let's get a good look at this guy quick. So, aesthetically, if you want to look at the head, so here we go. Hold on. Can't get that light right, but his eyes are very thin, which I don't mind. It's a different look to most Batman figures I have. The paint is pretty clean. If you look, just compare it to this one quick. If you look, I just want to show that this guy isn't actually black. His suit isn't black. It's like a really dark grey blue, which is nice. It's a nice touch. I do believe he's my first that's like that. Yeah, so going down, this is a separate piece that's been sculpted and put in there just like the Superman. I like the musculature and the sculpt and stuff, like his abs are there. They look really good. This here, so it has like a, I don't know if you can see. There you go. You have like sculpted like detail in there, goes down the leg, and that goes all the way up here to like his armpit. So that's pretty cool. He has a pretty good Batman belt, which is pretty awesome. Going down to the trunks, and then the musculature on the legs. Like everyone's like, oh, this guy skipped gym day. I would actually argue he didn't skip gym day. He just focused too much on, you know, the top of his body in the gym. No, I just don't get the complaints with his skinny legs. I don't think the legs look that skinny, especially when you're posing the thing around. I guess people like Anthony's Customs and stuff, they're just going to buy this guy and either put it on a shelf or sell it. They're not going to, like, get the full value out of it. Let's turn it around, look at the cape. I think the cape is sculpted awesome. Anytime, like, I would have liked him to try and do the cloth with bendy wires. I think Mcfarlane could actually give us that for the price point. He's pretty good at stuff like that. But for a moulded cape, I'm not going to complain. I think this looks absolutely phenomenal. Really helps when you're posing the figure because he looks like that much more dynamic, which is really nice. So there you go. I actually don't mind the aesthetics at all. I don't actually think this Batman looks bad at all, or as much as people were saying anyway. Okay, so let's look at the articulation, and actually, really like the articulation. So the head has what I would say is the best head articulation on any figure to come out in a long time. I really like just the range of motion in the head is really good. You can see me playing with it there, and that is going to be awesome for photographing. And then it's like you do have up here, his arm will go up. You know, the cape is nice enough to just get out the way. It doesn't sit too flush that, you know, it hinders the articulation. And then, so a lot of people get this wrong. I'm just going to point it out. This thing here, it's not so much a butterfly joint as it is just like an extension joint. For when you're getting your arm out, it just brings it back and makes it look a bit more natural. I think that's what that is actually for. I don't think it was ever intended to be like a full butterfly joint, but it does actually really, really help. The thing is with Mcfarlane, guys, is if he wanted to make a butterfly joint, I'm pretty sure he would just do it. The diaphragm, so you've got two joints here. As you can see, I am working them both there. So you will get loads of posability out of that. I have. You are not going to be like hard pressed to pose this Batman in all kinds of weird poses. The elbows are double jointed, they work pretty nicely. There's no swivel at this arm part here, this forearm, so you don't get spinny fins. And then you know, guys, how a ball peg works now, right? You can pretty much turn that any way you want to get the articulation you'd want. And then down to the legs, that's a little bit sad to me. As soon as you kick him out, his leg goes off to an angle. Okay, I see that with a lot of figures, so I'm not just going to bash this one figure for that. But I generally do not care for figures when they do that. Oh, sorry, I knocked my camera to show you. Double jointed knee works really well there. I've got this guy in some awesome crouching positions, and then there you go, there's the articulation in play for the foot. So you have the toe articulation, much steadier than the old Toy Biz figures that had toe articulation, and then you have the same thing as the wrists, the ball joint in the ankle. So there you go, pretty cool. And then just quickly, guys, I do want to like at least show you one dynamic pose. So I mean, there you go, you can actually get this guy in some pretty dynamic poses, and then like I said, the cape helps. You can get much more better poses out of this, but this is just one that I typically really like and wanted to show you. I'll actually need to fix that pose up a little bit if I was taking a photo, but I mean that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with like that. You know, would look good for photography, I guess. Okay, and just lastly, guys, we are gonna have a quick Batman party and just show him next to some other Batman figures. So here he is next to the Essentials Batman, and I just really want to say it's important I try and get this over as best as I can. You're a Batman fan, okay? Say you've already got this guy, or yeah, vice versa, and you're thinking, should I get this one? Is it worth it? Just buy it. You're already a Batman fan. You're already 50% the way there. I like these two Batman figures, right, for different reasons. This one is really awesome to pose around. Can use accessories with him and stuff. This one, also really good to pose around and stuff. Feels a little bit stiffer. I do honestly feel like I'm going to break DC Collectibles products when I handle them. This, you know, you can get play out of this, and I doubt it will break. So they are good for different reasons. Obviously, I'm personally biased towards this look because it's my favourite Batman look. I love the head sculpt on this guy, but yeah, I just love them both for entirely different reasons. It would be very hard for me to say one's better than the other. I like the cape on this one much more than I like the cape on this one, but then the colours are really good on this one. Although saying that, I didn't realise that this one was like an off-black sort of grey-blue, which is also really cool and unique. It makes them stand out in my collection. There you go. So, very quickly, who's ready for a Batman party? If you're British, you just won't know why I did that then. But that's basically what Chavs listen to. I'm just going to start throwing Batman figures in here for you to look at. So there you go. There's like 2 DC Collectibles ones. Let's put them to the side. Oh no! I really wanted to just quickly move over here. There we go. There's 3 Batman figures all released in the same year. I think they're all pretty good in their own right. We are having a Batman disco here. Woo! I'm just going to leave it on for Mega Lols. We'll compare him next to every Batman figure like in the other video. But there you go, here he is with Superman. That definitely doesn't work. I cannot wait to get the Mcfarlane Superman. I'm really hyped for that. Here's another, there you go. There's the Alex Ross Batman. DC Multiverse, Ben Affleck Batman. These figures look really tiny compared to these Mcfarlane figures. We'll take him out, we'll put in a DC UC, my favourite DC UC. There we go, again, looks absolutely tiny. I'm loving the resemblance though between the New 52 look and the 1000 issue Detective Comics look. That's pretty cool. Let's get him out of there again. Let's see him next to any other Batmans. Let's put him next to my year 1 Batman, say. There we go. And then this one who has another really awesome looking cape. I mean, they all look kind of small compared to this guy. But I'm just showing you he will fit in. Let's bring the Greg Capullo Batman in. There you go. He will fit in with your Batman action figure collection and look pretty good. And then just lastly, because I know there are people out there who are like, how do these figures look compared to Marvel Legends? I don't think, by the way, for the record, that you should ever actually do this. I never thought, oh, I'm not getting that DC line because they don't scale with my Legends. There you go. So he's a little bit bigger than these guys. You could probably fudge it if you really wanted to. I'm not going to. If I was going to pick a universe for Batman and Iron Man or Batman and Cap to meet, I'd probably pick this guy. Is a lot more better in scale. Not that I will ever do that. Or, yeah. And then let's move these guys out. And then just quickly we'll compare him to Batman Animated Series, DC Collectibles, still an incredible figure, one of my favourites, and then an early Mattel Batman. Woo, Batman party. I'm just gonna... So yeah, my final thoughts, I'll do it now. I was going to do a separate little bit. But my final thoughts on this Batman figure is, you should absolutely get it. And you shouldn't listen to everything you hear online, like when people are like, oh, this figure's so bad. The only way you will really know is if you buy the figure for yourself, and then you'll see how good it is. Because I was put off basically by people's reviews and stuff. But once I actually got the figure in my hand, it completely changed my opinion. So that's it, guys. That'll do it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this review and the Batman Disco, and I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you thought of the review, and keep a lookout, because I might review some more of the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse stuff. I'm actually really behind the line now. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Peace out, guys. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff. I'll see you soon.